This is a workshop on how to write subplots by me, Ko. And a little introduction to start. As I said, my name is Ko. I have been writing for 15 years and my genres are dystopia, fantasy, and romance. And I am working on my debut novel, Muse of Death, due to come out sometime late 2025 to early 2024. I am also a moderator on the Discord server, the Writer's Block, which is where we host all of these workshops. Now, let's start. What are subplots? A subplot is a part of the story that supports the main plot. This is distinctly different from a side quest. Think of it like this. If your MC is about to go fight the dragon, and they have to get a medallion before they do, that's a subplot. If your MC has to fight a dragon and they help a random NPC with serving drinks at their bar, that's a side quest. Subplots help further the main plot, side quests do not. Now, subplots can be either personal or impersonal, and they can be either external or internal. Personal subplots are things like family and things that have a stake in your characters. Family, romance, friendships. Impersonal side plots are things like getting the medallion or helping other characters do stuff that's helps further the plot but isn't necessarily personal for your character. An impersonal side quest, internal side quest, can be your MC dealing with crippling self-doubt, while an external one can be your main character's relationship with their family. But these can also intertwine between each other, so it's not like either or, but more of like a scale. The most common subplots, which I've already mentioned a few times, are family, romance, self-worth, and friendship. For example, your MC is going on a quest to fight the dragon. Their mom does not like this. This creates conflict between your main character and their mom, but isn't necessarily important to fighting the dragon, but it might help your main character deal with something internally which they need to fix before they fight the dragon. For example, their self-worth. Maybe they don't feel like they're good enough to fight the dragon because their mother is constantly degrading them and saying they can't. So going on this quest and arguing with their mother and maybe proving that they can will help them gain the confidence to slay the dragon. Things like that. But why have subplots? Subplots are a great way to expand on your novel without it becoming filler. If you're struggling with your word count, if you're an underwriter, subplots can be an excellent way to puff up and gain some words. But they are also important because if you don't have any subplots, most people will not care about your main character. If all we know about your main character is they're going to fight the dragon, that is kinda impersonal. But if they have the subplot of arguing with their mother, that's something people can relate to. So that's why you should have a subplot. And yes, if you're writing a full-length novel, you should have subplots, multiple. Now, how do you introduce subplots? First off, they should be a natural introduction, and you should start small. By natural, I mean don't have this sudden mega beautiful woman appear to seduce your main character as they fight the dragon. That feels kind of forced, right? But as I said, maybe have the MC's mother disapprove of the dragon fighting. And that's a small point, and that can build. And you should utilize the main plot to introduce the subplots. As your main character goes on this quest to fight the dragon, maybe they need a healer because they've fought so many monsters along the way. And then maybe they fall in love with this healer, but because of the main plot, because they have fought all of these small monsters along the way to the dragon, you introduce the subplot. But don't worry too much. Your beta readers, your alpha readers, your critique partners should tell you if it feels forced, and then you can fix it. But the less forced it feels in the beginning, the less work you have to do after. But if you're at a standstill and you can't think of anything else, just move along. Now, where do subplots fit in with the main plot? Subplots and main plots should influence each other. Your main character's relationship with their mother should be influencing their quest to fight the dragon, and the quest to fight the dragon should influence their relationship with the mother. And the subplots should support the themes and message of the book. For example, self-worth. Your main character doesn't have the confidence to fight the dragon, and the quest to fight the dragon leads to the conflict with the mother. The conflict to the mother leads the main character to maybe realize they don't need their mother's approval, and therefore their confidence rises, which helps them fight the dragon. And that can be one of the themes, finding your self-worth. My rule is to have one subplot point and one main plot point in each chapter, but these scenes can be both subplot and main plot. For example, your main character and the healer who they fall in love with are strategizing how to fight the dragon, but maybe they had an argument before, and helping strategize fighting the dragon helps them solve this argument they had before. Or maybe they confess to each other as they realize they might not live to the end. Things like that. Now, here are some examples of subplots in other stories. In Hunger Games, you have Peeta and Katniss and Gale, and Katniss's relationship with her family. The most prevalent one is Katniss's relationship with her family, because that is what drives the whole book. Katniss's subplot relationship with her family, especially her sister, Prim, is what makes her go into the Hunger Games. But the main plot is Katniss in the Hunger Games. You get it? And then there's also Peeta and Katniss and Gale, who are kind of lumped together because they support the themes of the book. Katniss's romances with Peeta and Gale serves as an allegory for Katniss's dilemma of war versus peace. Peeta represents peace and Gale represents war. And the man she chooses in the end is also what she chooses. Does she choose peace or does she choose war? In Romeo and Juliet, the conflict is the rivalry between the Montagues and the Capulets. I apologize for any botched pronunciation. The main story is Romeo and Juliet falling in love, but the rivalry between their families is what drives them to the end. And these have an impact on each other because as Romeo and Juliet fall in love, the rivalry between these two families gets high. And in Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli's adventure also influences the main plot of the Two Towers. Now, how do you not include subplots? You don't throw them in randomly. You don't just plop in a subplot there and plot in a subplot there. That should be organic to the story. And don't include a subplot that has no bearing on the characters, that introduces no stakes or anything like that. And it shouldn't distract from the main plot. A chapter that is just your main character serving drinks at a bar is boring to read, and people will just skip it. And here are the end words. Make the side plot important for your main character and their journey. They should fit in with the main plot points, and they should follow the theme or the message of your novel. But don't worry too much. You should try to do your best at the beginning, of course, but if you're truly genuinely stuck, just move along. and let your beta readers or your critique partners tell you where it is wrong. Or you can join the Writer's Block Discord server and join our writing circle where week by week or once every 4 weeks you can get reviews on your story as long as you review at least 5 others. It's really great. I highly recommend it. Some shameless plug there. But that is it for me this time. As I said, my name is Ko. I'm a moderator on the Writer's Block Discord server, and I highly recommend you join. Bye bye.